Welcome back, everyone, to The Lazy Thinker Show. I'm your host, Jacob Wheeler. What?
Hand me that box back. Please.
There it is. I think we actually just proved that we're in
No,
person.
do it again. Do it again. Hold on.
In one of our last couple recordings, I established that we were in the same location, but recording on Riverside. So it's a nice little hybrid of what we normally do, but I think this is going to go a lot smoother and the quality will be a lot better for us today. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we have nice cameras and stuff, but this is I feel like this is like a high quality set here. Again, I don't think you have to prove. I think the audience
Okay,
is
so
aware.
here's a box in my possession, right? And watch.
We are not doing another fucking intro. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Box is here. It's going there.
Mm.
Just so everyone's, just in case at this point, a couple minutes in, we are in the same location. So just in case there was any questions about that, we're recording on a Tuesday, which is new for us. The last few weeks that we've been recording this, but I honestly like it better
On Tuesday?
I think so. Because I don't have to shower here.
Yeah. Oh.
Not that it makes it. That sounded like I was like, you have a great bathroom, great amenities. I was just showing up somewhere, when you're hot and sweaty is just not my favorite thing to do.
It's probably gonna be my worst look one yet because one, the weird jacket, and two, I'm gonna try so hard not to check myself out the entire time.
I'm proud of you for that. I really, truly am.
I'm looking at myself in my peripheral though.
Is that a word?
It's hard. Like I'm trying to focus on Jacob.
Yeah, it's weird. Like both of our screens are like right off to the side. I kind of like this. This is nice. This is better, I think, than the last setup we had.
Yeah,
I'm a lot more comfortable personally in this version of it.
I'm excited for this one to be better quality as well because the camera quality was weird on me. It was like yours was fine, and then mine was just like dog shit.
Yeah, because the issue was, and we didn't realize this beforehand, but the software we were recording it on automatically put it in some like weird file that like kills the video and audio quality. Not sure why that's the stock setting for OBS. There's got to be some reason for it, but it killed the audio and your video of the last episode. So like I looked up some videos on how to fix your video quality, like how to make 360p video look like enhanced. And so I was able to like slightly blur out the background behind you and add some filters. But
Sexy filter, as you called it.
Did you not look sexy?
No.
Okay.
But that wasn't something like a filter could fix.
You're sexy regardless, but I think the filter was great. You're out of focus again. There we go. Now it's back.
Oh, maybe I should probably keep checking my camera in case it blurs.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I got to move my hair around a lot.
Yeah, it's for a purpose.
Yeah. So I can make sure it's not blurry because the hair kind of messes it up. I'm a tech guy. Trust me. Take my word for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can vouch for that. But honestly, it turned out to be our highest viewed. Episode ever so far by double.
Salty. Not about ours like doing good, but he was just.
It was
Josh.
Wow.
But it wasn't like about our episode or anything. But he was just like realizing how little, like traffic or any interactions or views that we get on ours, and I was just like, look, man, we just like a random podcast with a random picture with a random title. Like, there's nothing that's drawing attention to it really, but it's just a lot of fun. I like it. I like my little.
I love your podcast.
I do.
Josh asked me about what I use to post ours to Spotify. So I guess you guys are posting to Spotify soon.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, he just texted me about it, but
yeah, and he wants to start doing clips as well on like TikTok and Instagram, but like we'll use like pictures along with our audio, so it'll be like funny pictures that go.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Because the format's definitely there. You guys have a hilarious podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We just posted the episode 5.
Yeah, literally, I walked in the apartment today before we recorded, and I was like, because I knew they had just recorded, and I asked how it went and when they were going to post it, and then I checked my phone, and 3 minutes prior to me checking my screen, you had posted the episode. So I'm going to listen to that on the way home. Apparently, some nasty things are said about me in this episode. Oh. And is it the episode you just put out?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the record, don't take anything question everything as you listen. But anyways,
wait, you said don't take anything and then question
I
everything.
finished my thought.
Don't steal. Okay, don't and question it. Question whether or not to steal too.
Yes,
Question
absolutely.
everything.
Question everything. That's what I learned about today in my philosophy
Not the
class.
Socrates.
Socrates, baby.
What is his
Question everything.
philosophy?
He's like he's not known as the first philosopher, like the first big Western philosopher, but he's like philosophy is studied by pre-Socrates and post-Socrates era, like BC and AD. Like he
He's
completely
like a little pinpoint.
defined.
He's the zero.
Yes,
On
like
separating the negative and positive.
yeah, like philosophy wasn't really defined before Socrates came into play, and I'm just now learning about it, but I'm discovering that I'm actually really fascinated by all that shit. But his main philosophy is to basically just question everything. Like question, he asks the questions of the whys and the how you get to the resolution or the end of your thought. But he's fascinating. He was put on trial by Greece because he like in his life's work he came off as a very spiritual man. He'd referenced the gods a lot because they have the Greek gods and all that shit. So he was never like an atheist or try to come off like an atheist, but Greece ended up arresting him and putting him on trial and ended up sentencing him to death. That's how he died, because he came off as defying what the state sees religion as, and he could have been exiled to a different country or swore to never talk again about any of his philosophy. But he said what he did was right, and he was looking at things from a questionable moral basis, and he carried that with him until he died. And his students, Plato and Aristotle, or Aristotle was Plato's student, but they all just look up to Socrates, and I had no idea that those philosophers were connected. And another thing about Socrates, I know we had no intention to talk about this at all, but what I thought was fascinating was that he's so iconic in the way that people who think about the world look at things and question things, but he never wrote a single thing down. Everything that he taught
off the dome
was just off the dome, and everything that we know about him we only know from
secondary
writings after him. Yeah, like Plato wrote a lot about him. So we get a good understanding of how he thought and felt. But it's just crazy. Like someone that iconic who, even at the time, he was killed by his own government for the thoughts he was thinking, is someone that we still look up to today, and the philosophers of today look up to him. It's fascinating. But yeah, I'm discovering I think I really like philosophy.
Yeah, so it's Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Testicles, and
yeah, that's my favorite philosopher.
we're just a bunch of lads. We're just a bunch of boys having fun on a podcast. Just a bunch of boys making little lulls, making little LOLs.
Yeah.
But yeah, philosophy is definitely interesting. I feel cringy sometimes when I get too into it. Like I'm looking at all the shit, like why his thoughts.
Me too.
It's just like, look, I'm a young guy who's into thinking about why,
Yeah.
like why. That's deep. It's deep, and it's just like it's hard, but it is interesting. I mean, you can't help but find it interesting. It's
No, absolutely not.
Think the questions of why you're thinking questions type bullshit and
right.
The point of everything. It's cool.
And the professor that I have, he's fascinating because he has a history of he used to be a pastor back in the day, a Baptist preacher, and he ended up leaving that in the late 1990s. Not because he doesn't believe in God anymore, but because he felt like he loved learning and like thinking more than preaching about something. And then he went back to school and eventually became a professor to teach philosophy. But he was very open at the beginning of our first class, and he was like, I'm not here to change anyone's opinion about their personal faith or where they land with the world or how they think politically, right or left. He said that's not at all what it is. But and I agree with this so much, but he was talking about how the main problem with the world today, the reason why the right hates the left and the left hates the right, is because there's an insane amount of ignorance in their beliefs, and the distaste and the disdain for the opposite side comes from just a place of not understanding them. But also to wrap up the philosophy thing, Socrates, he gets criticism as an overstatement, but when you look at his philosophy, there's no like resolution. Like there's more questions than answers because he asks questions about every single aspect of everything, and so you usually won't get to like the what? Did you just say Master Splinter?
Just finish your thought. I'm sorry.
But no, just like philosophy can be very good, but also if you overthink and complicate things, you just won't get to a resolution, a confident resolution.
You know, sometimes a part of it is just, you know, you don't ask the question to get an answer. You ask the question to bring light to the question. Possible more questions. Thank you. Snap it right.
Deep.
Yeah. I'm 22. I know stuff about deep thinking and stuff like that.
Yeah, we know things.
Yeah, we're young. I can already see Josh right now. People are gonna think I'm obsessed with Josh. I'm not obsessed with Josh. All right.
The amount of he's referenced more than any other person in our lives.
I know. I can't help it. That's my baby boy.
He's great.
But I can already hear him right now being all like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! A bunch of 20-year-olds talking about philosophy."
He's like, nobody gives a fuck about that shit.
Get off my TV. Get.
Speaking of politics, though, so we can make him mad. No, I'm just kidding. But you saw Mitch McConnell froze again.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy.
Poor guy.
It's honestly sad. I mean, he's done awful things for the world. He used to be the majority leader, but he's now the minority leader. He's like of the most powerful Republicans in the country, just based on his position. He's been in politics a very long time, and it's time to go. It is time to wrap things up. And even today, I saw that there was a
there got to be sorry to cut your thought
no, go ahead.
But there's got to be there's got to be an age cap. You know, there's got to be like at a point you can't just wait for them to either retire or I don't even know how it works. I just know that there's extremely old people who are still. It's just like we gotta cut it off somewhere. We got like 65.
The same reason why you can't become president until you're 35 should be the same reason why there should be a 65 age limit on the presidency. Maybe 70. I don't know like what the limit would be, but when we have Mitch McConnell, who's like 78 or something, Biden, he's an actual dinosaur. Donald Trump's just a couple years younger than him. Yeah. Donald's just a couple years younger than him. And we need some actual younger people. Yeah.
We're
just in case
basis, so it's different for us. Sorry.
Yeah, we know him. We converse. But yeah, it's a major problem. I'm going to make a personal video about it. That's my next topic is about why there should be term limits.
Don't want to talk to me.
I mean, this is us talking about it right now.
But I don't know anything about this fucking random dude.
So that's why I make a personal video.
Yeah, but like I could learn.
Okay.
I don't want to be in your personal video.
Why?
Because you didn't think to put me in it first. So yeah, I'm just podcast guy. That's fine.
Just the main thing that we fucking do
on the podcast.
Oh, just a podcast guy. That's all you are.
Yeah, you should do a personal video, like just you talking about the topic.
Wow, that's so smart. That is so smart.
Yeah, I'm kind of bright like that.
Yeah.
But you need to make more personal videos. I feel like I haven't seen a personal Jacob video in forever.
I haven't since we've been doing this weekly. I've not put one out. It's been like 2 months. I think what I'm going to do now is whenever I post on Fridays, I'm going to record the video on Fridays. What are you doing over there?
I'm listening to your story.
No, you're not.
Yes,
you're not listening to my story.
Say that. Finish it.
I'm insecure now. I don't want to.
No, you said what you're gonna do now, and then you're explain your little schedule.
Well,
you have 3 days, and I don't think this podcast takes 3 days. I mean, even though the edits are so cool.
Thank you, but it does take me like I've noticed every episode on average is about 8 hours of editing, 8 to 10 hours. So it's
also I was just like, yeah, it probably doesn't. This shouldn't take that long, and then I was like, also took me like 6 days just to post my audio clip.
I'm trying to get more efficient. because it definitely it takes longer than it probably needs to. But I'm getting more efficient with every episode, and I'm getting faster with just like clipping and just going through it. So it's getting faster, but I've just up to this point I just felt like I've not had any time to do anything else.
We're still new into this new schedule you got, so
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
probably
but
still figure it out. There's still more stuff we have to do, but that'll be more on my time for the other stuff that we talked about. But
yeah, but I'm really excited about that. We got a lot of fun things in the works. A lot more content with you and I in it. Got some not so good comments on the last episode though.
oh yeah, they didn't like.
They didn't like it. Did not hit the intended audience.
I like the guy in the hoodie looks smart. That's all I really focused on. He's like, guy in the hoodie looks like he's smart. He'll get out of this childish way of looking at politics or immature view on politics or whatever he said. And I was just like, oh, he said I look smart. He said that I have potential.
Wait,
That's
he said that about you?
Huh? What the fuck?
Was it about you or me?
The hoodie comment? It was about me.
It was?
I think. Which video? Wait, did you have a hoodie in a different video? Which video was it? Was it that
the
one?
we posted.
I wanted one good comment.
Oh man. It could have been. I mean, we were both wearing hoodies, I think. No, you weren't.
Oh, I thought I had at least one good. I was like, hey. Hell yeah, King. Yeah, be on your phone during the podcast. That's cool.
I'm looking at our notes. What? You got a problem over there?
What would you find in our notes?
Nothing. Oh.
You had so many topics on there. Let's talk about the value of friendship, or did you want to?
Yeah, no. Let's do that. Let's do that.
We'll talk about that later.
What is because I forget how this came into my head, but I was at work and I
keep going. I'm sorry.
I was at work and I started thinking about friendship, and then I figured like I want to, rather than just us talking about topical things all the time, talk about specific things. I guess it is a topical thing.
But I get what you're saying. Like instead of talking about like some political thing or some YouTube thing.
Yeah, like not a news story.
It's like an idea.
Yeah.
Like a human thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that was what I was going to ask was what would you say you value most in a friendship, or what is the most important trait that you see in a friendship?
I don't know how to word it. It's like, well, you go first. I know mine. I just can't figure out how to say it in words.
I would say for me, it would probably be loyalty. Say that's a pretty valuable trait in a friend.
As in, like,
just like with pretty much anything, like no matter what happens, like you always have their back. You know that someone will always vouch for you and have your back. I would say that is an indispensable trait, because once you lose that with somebody, you can't really gain it back. But I would say that's definitely is at least towards the top of my list of most important things of a friendship.
Yeah, mine is like, it's so hard to think of the wording I'm trying to think of, but it's your friend being there, like having someone that's there for you, but like not necessarily like there for you, just like, I don't know, like you can, like y'all talk ever so often, like y'all always talking about something, y'all got some shit.
Yeah.
But I get it, like you don't have to fucking talk to your friend every single day, but it's just like having some sort of connection, even if it's a little faint.
Yeah.
Like our shit, like we'll go months without like seeing each other, but we'll shoot a text here and there, or we're like,
yeah,
we'll have checkpoints.
Yeah.
A lot more frequent than others. And I think just like making it a point to see, it's so hard to word it.
Yeah, I
don't
know
how to say it. But
yeah, I felt like I had a lot of thoughts about it before I came in here, and then I completely left my head.
I don't know. There's just a friend vibe,
There is,
because it's like, yeah. My favorite part in a friend is if I enjoy your company. I mean, that's the end of it. Make sure you make me feel semi-important.
Right.
But these are all these are all like selfish, self-centered type answers where it's just all like, hey, you're here for me.
That's true.
Say
That's true.
jokes, make me feel important, and you got you a little pal on your hands.
Yeah, but even like even the loyalty thing is still coming from a personal, like selfish
I mean, that's
perspective.
the whole relationships are typically transactional. It's just like like I'm cool with you, I'm loyal with you, and we're boys.
Yeah.
But that means that you also get someone who's loyal and cool with you and all that fun jazz.
Not every day is going to be the same like need out of a friend, but just like a blank check that you can write for whatever they may need. If they're going through something, be there for them.
Yeah.
If they're just if you're just hanging out, you're just hanging out, having a good time, but just like always having that understanding that no matter what happens, you could reach out. And
damn, we're really not friends.
Whoa.
But
you said what?
Yeah, don't ever reach out to me.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, or like if you haven't like had sex in a while, and
it's not gay that way. It's not.
It's not.
It's not gay.
It's purely just get a release.
Oof.
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 I'm just kidding. You're not just a release, Jacob. You're not just a hole.
I wasn't even. Now I'm even more offended somehow. You took me to a dark place today.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't like people at all. Oh wow, he's so quirky. Oh, he doesn't like people. That's so stupid. I hate saying that, but it's
you
just,
don't like people.
I'm trying to say it without it being. It's not like I don't like people. Like I'm okay. Like I enjoy people's company. I just don't like making it like having a best friend or having like a close friend. I don't like it.
Why?
It's just like I don't know. I don't like anyone enough to have them consistently. You're different. You're fine because you keep it just around it. You've got the reason that I consider you one of my best friends is because you keep a good the right amount of distance. Like I see you and hear from you just the right amount. Where it's I know we do something every week, but this is like
this is why you don't respond to my fucking texts.
No, I don't respond
I've hit
to
the
anybody.
fucking limit, huh?
No, I don't respond because I just don't like responding to texts because I've developed. I told Julie whenever when you called me a bad texter, I was just so like, oh, I was like, I used to text too much, too fast, always being so it's nice that I've got to a point where like I read a text and like not yours.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't read a text. I see a text and I'm like, shit. Yeah, let me respond to that real fast. But then it's like, I'll respond to it later. And then when later comes and I'm like, I should probably respond to that text. It's like, I really don't have to. It's like, what's going to happen if I don't? And then I just don't. And then I forget about it. And that's like my way of thinking. I'm like, I could, but like, I just don't know what words I want to use. It's like a lazy thing. It's just.
No, I'm the same way a lot of the time. I'll let text sit for a long time. Sometimes like I'll be at work, I'll get a text and then I'll just like be like, oh, I'm going to respond later. And then later just comes and I'm like too tired to open up my texts and give thoughtful responses. So then I just let the day pass. And then the next day comes and then I see that I have like 10 text messages that I still haven't opened and I just let it continue and carry. But sometimes I'm a very quick texter. Sometimes I'm not. But no, yeah, I've gotten to the point with you where I send you texts specifically knowing that I'm going to hit like 20% of the time, 20% response rate. So I have to really pick and choose what I'm going to text you because you're just not going to fucking respond to me.
I don't like texting. So I like,
no, it's cool. I think we made a lot of ground today and understanding where I stand with you.
Text. You'll send me a clip. I'm like, yeah. I could send like the little laughing emojis or wow, that was great. It's just like, I could
feedback, constructive criticism.
I don't know what to say. I'm just all like, I see it. I'm like, I'm glad that you sent it. I'm like, yeah, I get to watch this. This is awesome. Like, okay, yeah, the clip was funny, but it's just all like, but then when it gets to the part where I have to commit energy to like respond and be all like, yeah, that was, oh yeah, dude, I like that. It's just like, I was like, or I could just say nothing. Like, it's fine. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it is. I just look, not yours, like other certain people's text messages I'll see and I'll be like, they're never getting a response to that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I have like, I think I've cleared them. I have 16 unread messages.
And I
It's pretty
have
good.
6. Doing pretty
See,
good.
we're both in the same boat.
But good to know where I stand with you. Really, really like that. Good to know that I'm right at the line of being too much. So really,
And
really
hey,
good.
we're at the line of being too little too, you know?
So there's a very thin window where and a friendship is appropriate to you is what you're saying.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like if you like, there's a lot of my friends where it's just like I don't hear from them or there's no interaction or any type of anything for like a little too long, and it's just all like, okay, well then now you're just some guy that I'm cool with, you know, or you're some girl that I'm cool with. Like it doesn't.
It's a quick
Yeah, and then it's like,
thing.
oh, but then I get a little, you'll like a post, or I'll get a, hey man, like look, check this little memory out, or like some stupid shit, or like, hey, I'm in town, we haven't seen each other for 2 months, let's go get a margarita. Like it's that line that you skate, and then it's, hey, you trying to hang out today? Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Good morning. It's like, okay,
Good
chill.
morning. Do you have friends who just text you good morning?
No, I'm just
It's
saying,
so
like,
funny.
I'm just going to the extreme, but it's just like, then you have the people that are like, maybe this is gonna sound so horrible, but maybe they like you a little more than you like them,
Oof.
and it's all like, it's just like, all right, let's, like, I'm still a grown up, like, I don't want to constantly, I don't have the time to constantly be doing stuff. And there's those friends that need that. They're all like, hey, like, let's go do this. Hey, let's hang out. Let's go out here and do that.
Yeah,
And like,
certain
which
friends
is
have a
cool.
requirement for
Yeah,
what they
it's
want.
not a bad thing. It's like there's some people that just they want a group of best buds. They want a movie group of friends.
Yeah,
We're
like a
just all like,
large
hey, we
friend group.
do everything together.
Yeah.
Like you can't separate us. We're always being a bunch of goons. And what's a goon to a goblin? Sorry, that was for Josh. Yeah, it's just like they're too much. I don't want like a best bud. Like like
You don't want a best bud, or you don't want a group?
both. I definitely don't want a group. I do terrible in groups.
Me too. I used to
Because the
really like.
narcissism just
Yeah, I used to
does.
really be into wanting large friend groups because it felt safe and secure. But as I'm getting older, I really value just like a one-on-one hangouts and that stuff. It's just when there's groups, especially large groups, it's like you're like low key competing for like how much you're
And
actually
I'm
going to
not
talk and like
competitive.
yeah, like I'm not
I'll give up.
interested in that.
I hate groups because if the second that there's even a third, I mean, we saw third wheeling, TGOLB. Y'all remember that? Even when there's just like one extra person, it's like, especially with the whole being insecure part, it's just, if I'm trying to talk and then like it seems like two people are connecting a little better and they're chatting up, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna stand over here in this corner and just observe. I like looking at everybody, looking how that's my favorite. That's what I like about the groups.
You're a people
Is
watcher.
yeah, I'm not. Well,
Maybe not like that.
yeah, I don't know. I just like, you know what I'm saying.
Like watching the human nature, the
Yeah,
human
I just like trying
experience.
to understand people from like an outside. Like, okay, what do they look like when they're focused talking to each other? And look who interacts with who and how they do it, and it's fun. It's interesting. Just
Yeah.
kind of step back. That's why I like groups, because I will not, if people are just enjoying their time all separately and doing their thing, I'm like, okay, I will be by myself, and I will just see how everyone's thinking. I like seeing some people be all like, oh, they don't really like that person. They're definitely putting on a fake smile, like trying to figure out people.
Yeah.
And then I leave all like, oh yeah.
Especially when you have like the combination of like multiple different friend groups, when it's like a
Mhm.
conglomerate fucking like 20 people group type shit. It's such a weird dynamic because it's like you all know each other, but there's like certain, I don't know, it's very awkward to me. The large group settings is very, I've never done well in them.
The one-on-one's always good, because then I got the other person's uninterrupted attention, and I just, yes,
Yeah.
focus on me.
Yeah.
I'm the center of attention. Even though Jacob's focused on, he manages to not focus on me when it's just us two.
I literally do focus on you all the time.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Are you the type of person who struggles with either like outgrowing a friendship or just not being friends with someone anymore? Or do you just like, are you just more practical and matter of fact about like, yeah, it is what it is? Because some people are like very emotionally driven. And so like the whole idea of like closure or like moving forward or growing up in general is like difficult, but for some people they can just do it and it's not a big deal.
So are you like, how do I handle
Like someone you were extremely close with in the past or something, and then you're not close with now. Was it like a grieving thing, or was it just like it is what it is kind
it
of
was
thing?
so with mine, I already don't like I've never been a constantly see my friends
Mm.
like situation. I've never been in those situations. It was like I would see them at school. That was probably the extent of it. We hung out outside of school like what fucking 3 times total. Besides if you don't count work. So whenever it happens, it just happens so gradually. Like it's just all like all of a sudden you're like, oh damn, it's been like
A
a
while.
year since I've heard from them. It's just like, oh
Mm.
shit, okay. And then, but at that point, you're so used to just never having any interaction that you're just like, I mean, yeah, man, that kind of sucks, but it'd be how it'd be. I
Yeah.
think that's the whole thing with that. I think I could, if it was like me and you have been consistent now. I've gotten used to us being consistent. If you just like, no, even then, because you would just, it would be like, hey, I can't make it. And then it'll be like, oh, I can't make it. And it would just gradually
Be like,
become a real, it's not just all like,
hey, we're not communicating
I
anymore.
don't know how it would be if like we had like some beef, like some drama. If it was just all like, hey, like fuck you, like don't fucking blocked. I don't know how I would react because that's never happened to me. I usually don't have any problems with anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
so I don't know how I'd react if it was sudden. But every friendship that I've quote unquote lost is just like it just kind of just we just faded. It was fine. It's just
Yeah,
what it was. It's part of it.
that's fair. Did you ever have
Orgies
like
with all men.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
for
gonna ask
sure,
you
for
that
sure.
one. Did you had
Well,
orgies with
what's
men?
your? I'm so sorry.
No, I
My
was gonna
brain's
say
screwed.
did you ever have a friend that you were close with and they moved away?
I feel like this whole conversation is just like Jacob acting like he's like asking these as like general questions. So he's trying to figure out where me and him stand, and then he's also trying to break the news. Like he's like, okay, how do I tell Tristan that I'm like moving to New York? Just I'm moving to LA. What would you like? Look, would you like be bad if like one of your friends just like up and moved that you
Left
did a podcast
out of
with?
nowhere.
Um, moved.
Yeah, because I moved around a lot whenever I was a kid. So I was really close with these guys in Idaho. I was there for like 2.5, 3 years. I was there from the third grade to the end of my fifth grade, and so we moved in the summer. And I remember it being really, really sad for me as a kid, like almost traumatizing. Like it was like you're grieving a loss of like people you're really close with because that community as a whole was really tight. And I ended up going back to visit them my sophomore year of high school and got to rekindle. And I still have some of them on social media, but it's such a weird thing because you're so close with them at some point, and then like they're everything to you, and then boom, something happens in
Well,
life, and things happen, and all of a sudden you're not friends anymore, and we all
I
other than me and one other guy, we haven't spoken that much, and it's just a weird thing. Human relationships are so interesting.
Oh yeah, I think it's a lot harder as kids, especially because I went to the same school with the same people from like second, first grade all the way to 8th grade. These same guys that I've fucking people that I've known this whole school. It wasn't like a giant school. I knew all these fucking people for so long, and then my parents we moved right when I started high school, and it was like I don't know. I don't remember it being terrible. I'm sure it was definitely when we found out like I was going to a different school. I was sad, but like it wasn't crazy sad, I guess. But like it definitely sucks because I knew that like that was years. We were finally at the point where we're like, okay, we're going to high school. Like we're
Yeah.
starting. Like, this is when we're gonna fucking, we're gonna grow into who we're gonna be, and we're gonna be together, and that'd be sick.
Hmm.
Us and the boys. And then I moved, and I didn't know anybody at Conroe.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you were the
I
first.
flipped that one, huh? Probably shouldn't just say, well, yeah, that's fine.
I think we've said it. It's definitely been
Anyways,
out there.
yeah, when I moved here, it was like, it was just like I didn't know anybody. I was just fresh. And luckily, there's the academy thing, so a lot of other schools like
Oh
went to that one because of the
yeah.
science thing, and there's a lot of people from my old school that went there. But they were smart people, so they didn't really talk to me. But it was nice to have some familiar faces.
Yeah.
And then went through high school and met a whole bunch of other people. Didn't completely forget about my old friends, but like I grew up, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah,
Those were just
become like happy memories.
yeah, just childhood friends. They're cool.
But yeah, I've always struggled with that, like not becoming not friends with somebody. It's always like stuck with me a little more than I feel like it has with most people, or with most other people. I mean, but yeah, no, I just wanted to get a gauge because everybody's so different in how they internalize that. Because there's a huge correlation between like the same feeling you have between losing someone you're really close with and death, like the grieving feeling. It's definitely like there's a real correlation there. But yeah, no, we got very serious this episode. This was
Or as you can hashtag deep. We got deep.
deep.
Yeah, no, friendships, the power of friendship, all that good jazz.
Yeah.
Lots of fun talk.
But good to know. I won't text you more than 4 times in a week.
No, it's fun. I don't know. You're different. You're Jacob. I don't know.
I'm different.
Yeah, it's just you're just like I've said before. Not to sound fucking lame, but you just have this energy with you that just all like it's hard not to like you. You know.
Wow.
You're just a likable person. Like you just
Thanks,
carry.
pal.
Like I the way I describe you to Dre is a popular NPC.
A popular NPC.
Yeah, like you're like. This is gonna sound so disrespectful. You like you're like ordinary, like you're like a normal. I'm trying to think of the words. You're like I don't know. Like there's just I can't pinpoint something specific that makes me like you so much. I just like you. I don't like. It's just like this energy you have. It's just like you're destined to just be liked. I don't know.
Thanks.
I think that's the best.
I don't like. I appreciate it. But I'm somehow feel insulted. But thanks.
Yeah, I don't. It's look. Be appreciative that you're a likable person.
Popular NPC. I'm gonna change my Instagram handle to that.
Yeah, you're a popular NPC. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, thanks. I think we are at our time. It's been 50 minutes here. I guess we'll see everyone in the next episode. Are you free Sunday, by the way?
Next Sunday?
Sunday afternoon.
Possibly. Why? What's up?
Because Caleb is free Sunday afternoon, so we could technically record the interview on Sunday, and then that'll be our next episode for episode 16.
Yeah, possibly. I have a bachelor party Saturday night, so unless if I get too carried away there, then we will see. But if not, then Sunday should be fine. Sunday afternoon.
Well, I guess the next episode will be our first official interview with a little movie star, and we will see everyone on the next episode. Feel free to follow both Tristan and I. Go check out TGOLB. They just posted their latest episode, and we will see everyone in the next episode of The Lazy Thinker Show. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.